Vibes of Kosmos. I left the links to the channel down below and his shop, but let's do a resume video. The moon. This is the moon. It's upside down, you know, the reflection, plasma, moon, and all that stuff. Contrast, so you see the difference between black and white, but then you change the colors. So you understand the difference between blue, water, and green, land. And then you do it bigger, and you add more blue and more green to see the difference between what's water and what's land. And then you see the lands there. The known world, which is what we understand as the Gleason map, that includes Atlantida, Atlantis, and Lemuria, and the unknown world. You see all that stuff you see within the red circles, that's the known world. Well, known world where the known continents are, but you still have Atlantis and Lemuria and other places which are forbidden because the ships and planes, they have the routes according to what they desire, not what you desire or me. And then this is like the political map. You see how we did the transition? You see, from the moon, ocean, land, more contrast, then the known world in the circle, and then the political world. So what you see there, if you do a zoom, it's not very like, you know, there's like if you buy the maps, it's clear, but you have what my mouse is. This is Atlantis and this is Lemuria. Sorry, Lemuria here, this is Australia. Lemuria, and this is Africa and Russia and Europe, and this is the known world with the oceans, and then this is the unknown world. That's where all the missions with Antarctica, the station, like the station, the stations, the missions, like, well, the Apollo missions as well, like this thing with space. When they send these missions to space, they send missions to explore the lands beyond the ice wall, beyond the limits. And here, when you travel with the ships and planes, you just go where you're allowed. So if you want to go from a continent to the other continent, that doesn't mean that there are not other continents within the boundaries of the known world. It's just there's no ships and no planes that take you there, because you and I are just common people. And here, so you understand from a geographical point of view the difference. So what you see there, the dark blue within the boundaries, that's where we live. And again, we have Atlantis as well, and Lemuria, and some continents, because we're not allowed to explore them. And what's beyond, like what's like more like in white stuff, it's like the Terra Vista lands, the lands where the Germans went, the lands where NASA went with the missions, the lands where they say, oh, there's different planets like Mars and stuff. And that's it. We don't know anything further beyond, because this is like the only thing that the moon shows us. Fortunately, we have the moon for this, so you understand like now the big world, right? So this is like the bigger world. So this is like the reflection of what we can see on the sky. Now, we don't know if there's something more than this, if this is the whole universe, or if this is just like our local universe here, and then there's other universes. Do you get my point? But at least this is what the moon shows us. So from this here, let's do it one more time. Easy, steady, upside down, white and black, then blue and green, then better blue and green, so you see the difference between water and land, better even still. And then you see the political map with all the countries and the unknown, well, the known for NASA and those in the high power and the high ranks. For us common mortals, we just like, you know, here. And then the geographical map, so you understand the difference between land and ocean, and you see the known oceans, and you see where Atlantis, so Atlantis is here, and Lemuria. And hey, and don't mistake this. So when you see here, these are the limits, okay? Of course there's ice, but we don't know if it's a perfect circle or not, okay? Because we don't know. We are not allowed to explore. As simple as that. We are not allowed, period. End of the story. We only know what we can see from what this awesome YouTuber, Vibes of Kosmos, is showing on his channel. And it's pretty much the only thing that comes closer to reality, at least in the sense of 80% or so. Regarding the plasma moon map, refraction, however you want to call it. And it's the only guy I found on the internet that I consider to be at least anti-hypocrite and approaching what we can measure, because it's no use for us to measure something that we cannot, like gravity, for example. It's just a theory. But at least this one we know what we see on the sky. We see the moon. And there's the scientist from the 60s who said the moon is not something solid you can step on. Therefore, if a scientist said it before the Apollo missions in the 60s on national television, I think it was Australia or the United States of America. I don't remember. But you have the interview on YouTube. And yeah, Vibes of Kosmos did a very good job. So this is where we live. But you want to go in a straight line to explore. Nah, you can't. Why? Well, because you go to an airport or to a port and there's no way. You can just go where you're allowed to pay to go. End of the story. So have yourself an awesome holiday if you have holidays to go where you're allowed to go. Because you're not allowed to go where you're not allowed to go. You get my point. I'm just trying to be as realistic and close to the real world and anti-hypocrisy. Not hypocrisy, but against hypocrisy as possible. So again, and a big applause to Vibes of Kosmos. Again, I left the links to his shop. You can buy, when you buy from his shop, you have to buy, when you buy like the whole stuff, you get a link and you get the songs and the PDF and the pictures and the JPEG. Well, usually it's like JPEGs, so photos in the same folder, but you download everything. That's how he decided to do it. So yeah, minimum 10 euros. That was the price when I bought all the stuff with the maps. It is fascinating, and he is the only one, to be honest, that has published something like this. And your mind goes like boom, like boom, like way beyond. And I'm not saying that, you know, because of course we have the Vedas, you know, the Vedas from Hindu. We still don't know who is closer, the Vedas or this, because we don't know. But I see Vibes of Kosmos as the only stuff that is close enough to something realistic that can be seen, observed, and measured, at least from a logical point of view and from a real world physical point of view. So let's enjoy the places where we can't go. There you go. Atlantis, and it's like, you know, the first islands close to Africa. There's no straight voyages from Africa in a straight line, nothing. Here's Lemuria, and it's close to New Zealand, but if you go on the ocean, you go besides Lemuria, so you never touch Lemuria or Terra del Fuego. So yeah, you can go from South America easily on the ocean and never see Lemuria. So yeah, because the distances here are huge, like on the ocean. It's not like something, and because of the law of perspective, you will never see it. And also, remember, like when they tell us when we travel with the plane that it is absolutely, you know, like they even go so super angry, you have to close the windows, and they really mean it. Like, you know, I actually was yelled at once, and I other customers as well on the plane. You have to close the windows, you know, to like put down the. It doesn't matter if it's like nighttime or daytime, just like, because you know. There must be a reason. Maybe you could spot something sometimes if you're lucky. So if everything is closed, then there's no way to spot anything. So sad, our human species, isn't it? Well, at least enjoy your summer or winter if you live in Australia, or South Africa or South America. So let me know what you think, and let me know what you think about Vibes of Kosmos. I'm sure you've seen the guy, his stuff. I think it's one of the most amazing stuff ever published online. I don't know how he got to this conclusion, but at least we have something. So see you in the next video.